Hello, Dave here, back with another vape video. On today's video, what I want to do is I want to talk about the Rogue mod, the Rogue clone. That's all over the place now. I got this a few months ago, and I've been solidly been using it. It's been in my hand. Love this mod. It's absolutely fantastic, but I didn't get a chance to shine this up before we go over and talk about it and stuff. So I have this is a brass one. I have a stainless steel black one that I'm going to unbox and show that one because that's brand spanking new and looks a whole lot better. So let's take a closer look at that. Okay, right. So here is the Rogue. Right now, it comes in this absolutely just. Maybe you might like this, but I think this is a horrible fucking box. This isn't a clone of the box at all. The box itself is black with like white writing on it. Doesn't. I don't know why they've gone for this color splatter thing on it, but anyway. Inside in the box, I've got here is a nice screwdriver, not the shitty little blue screwdriver, but a nice black handle screwdriver, and I've got the mod, and in here, tight in here, you've got O-rings and replacement screws and stuff like that. So let's get the box out of the way. So here's what you get. You get an RDA and mod. And this one, the one I'm vaping on up the top here, this is the brass one, which is absolutely fantastic. This one is stainless steel. I have used it, as in checked it out and stuff, and it hits like a really good stainless steel mod. I prefer brass, but as this one is a lot better looking and in better condition, I thought I'd use this one for the review. Obviously, the Illuminati logo has not, they've just kind of done a negative on the print there, but let's have a look at it. So it is 25 millimeter and it's heavy. There's some weight to this. The top there, you can see the stainless steel. This is one piece and then the button is the second piece. So some real nice thick threading in there. A little bit of this, it's not anodizing, it's just paint. I think is coming off from the edge there, but nice beefy threads, you know, to give a nice connection. Nice threads up there, and you have the 4 vent holes right at the top here for in the case of you know, in the case of a battery venting, but also just to kind of let some air in, let some heat out, to keep the device cool while you're vaping. So that's that. Here's the button. Right now, the actual Rogue has a real complicated, is it poly something, it has basically like a synthetic spring in it that isn't made of any kind of metal. The problem with springs and stuff like that in mods is that you can get hot button and things like that because like the voltage can just shoot straight through it and stuff. So in this one, what they've decided to do is just, instead of cloning that spring because it looks complicated, they've just gone with magnets. Right, so you have 2 opposing magnets here that create the tension, that create the spring effect like we've seen in many RDAs before. So here's the bottom switch. Okay, and you got the magnet in there, and this works as a spring. It's just great. It's really simple. They obviously came to, like, you know, the choice of cloning the spring, and just probably saw that it's going to cost a lot of money and just said, fuck it, put magnets in. And these are strong magnets in this. It works. I like this switch. You got your copper contact here, which is 2 holes in it as well. And you just get that in. And you can tighten it up. I use my finger, my thumb, I should say, but you could use like a set of pliers or whatever to get into those 2 holes, which would act as vent holes as well, I believe. And then to actually get the mod going, to get it rocking and stuff, you just insert it and roll it all the way down, telescope it till it meets the battery, and that's it. It is a hybrid mod, so you would need an RDA with a protruding positive pin. Do not use sub-tanks, do not use tanks on hybrid mods. To get this out, right, you can use like a pliers or an Allen key or something in there and turn it this way to get it out. But if you see on my other one there, I've kind of got scratches from doing that because it slips. But I've had no problem just putting my thumb and turning the device, get it started, and then it comes straight out again. You know, works all the time. It doesn't get stuck, it doesn't jam. So you got the nice, I believe this is a copper button, and we got the copper contact, even though the mod is stainless steel. So the RDA, I don't know what this RDA is meant to be, but it's a fucking winner, right? It's just, I really like this thing, right? It's as you spin this out, there's your airflow control. So it's very like the velocity, and you spin it down, it goes away, right? You've got this huge fucking drip tip on this. Like, it's fucking big. It's massive, right? Massive, massive, and that's a stainless steel tip. Drip tip that's really nice. And if you remove it, you have a two post RDA, and you see it's like a goon turned sideways kind of thing, with the plates and stuff. So it's a mixture of kind of like a goon and a velocity. It's brilliant. I don't even know what this is meant to be a clone of, because some of these clones have this RDA with it, and other ones have the clones of the battle caps and stuff. So I don't know what it's meant to be, but it's fucking brilliant. This RDA really, really surprised me. Really, really liked it. Really enjoyed it. I'm not going to throw a build on this because I already have one on the other one I'm using, which is this. And that's how I've built it up. If anyone is interested in knowing how I did build on this, I'm going to put a video up at the same time as the review of me doing this build. So you'll see how I vape on it. The RDA, you'll see it has these two. I'll just show you this one because it's probably easier to see. It has these two, like the velocity kind of. It has these two little legs here, these two little pointer things. And they fit into little holes here. If you could see, I could probably see better. Maybe I should have done this on the brass one. Fuck it. You could see the holes in there. So when you line this up, and you get it in there, it doesn't spin. And then your airflow is on right in front of the coil, and you just back this off if you don't want much. Totally closed. Do it all the way open. The only con of this RDA is that it rocks, right? And I don't mean like it fucking rocks. I mean, it rocks like this. Can you hear that? It goes back and front, back and front, back and front, back and front. It's loose, but what you do is, in this little bag of extras that you get, open it, and oh shit, can't get the bag of extras open. Right, there's a little, I mean, you could use any one at all, you don't have to use it, but in here is, yeah, there's a replacement O-ring for the O-ring that's in the inside here to keep the drip tip in. You see that one? The replacement one. Now, if you just take this, right, and put it at the bottom of the screws here, and again, you don't have to use this one. I think you could use any one. Just put it at the, not right down where the airflow is, but put it at the bottom here. Yeah, just around there in that lip. If you get it in there, screw this back on. The wobble's gone. Wobble's gone, and it's a lot tighter. And it probably will break the O-ring in there, but just replace it with another one. To be honest, like, the RDA is fucking brilliant. It looks really good on the mod. You know, whether it's the brass one, the stainless steel one, which I don't have. The brass one, the stainless steel finish one, or the black stainless steel finish one, they all look fucking great. They're thick, they're solid, they're beefy, man. They're fucking beefy in the hand and stuff. But really good buy for the money if you can get the one with this RDA. Yeah, so that's me talking about the Rogue, or the Storm Rogue clone. This delivers. This mod hits so hard. Of all the clones I have, this one hits the hardest. The stainless steel one hits really hard. It doesn't hit as hard as the brass one, but they're still both great. They still have the same button, you know. Really like these mods. As I said, this one I've been using for months, and I do like the safety features, even though this doesn't have that spring, that fancy spring that the authentic one has. It does have these 4 vent holes up the top, which so you put the battery positive side up, which would help in the event of a catastrophic meltdown with your battery, but it also helps air to come in. And this doesn't get that hot. It gets warm. I usually run about a 0.1 build, sometimes a little bit lower. This one, great. Totally recommend it. It's absolutely brilliant. The black one is just as good. You know, if you kind of, I got the black one because of things like when you go on holiday and you have brass or copper mods and you don't bring all your polishing gear with you and they start patining and looking a bit nasty and stuff. A way to not deal with that while you're on holiday or something is to get something that's actually coated. It has a coating on it, and then if you're OCD, like I kind of am, it won't bother you. But this performs, kicks a hell of a kick out of it. And as I said, this RDA, whatever the fuck it's called or whatever it's meant to be styled after, is an absolute winner. It's so good. The only little flaws on it are the little wobble that you can fix with an O-ring and the fact that it is aluminum. It does feel a little bit cheap, but I mean, it came free with the fucking mod, so who gives a shit? And also these little pins that kind of stop it rotating, they could have been about 3 or 4 times the size of that, because they are so small that one of them might snap sometime when you're trying to get down there, and I think that once it snaps, you know, it's gone. It's not like you're going to be able to repair it or anything. So the authentic Rogue, right, is about 165, 170 pounds or something like that, and that's just the plain brass one, the plain copper one. J Mark, or the guy that started the company, who was a jeweler, he does these really cool fucking designs on the authentic. It like engraves them and shit. They're about 300, 400, 500 pounds, like real on all one-of-a-kind stuff. So if you're on a budget and it's the end of the month and you wanted to pick up a clone and you've seen the Rogue, I would totally recommend these ones. If you take the whole thing out of it, that this says Rogue, right, on it, and you just go, this is a brass mod, let's say, right? It's got great magnets in the button. It's got a fantastic button. It's got ventilation at the front, at the top. It is a hybrid, and it's under 30 quid. You know, it's a fucking winner for the price. I think it's under 30 or it's under 40 quid, but even for the price, one of the best clones I own. The only thing I don't like, and you've probably seen, is my triangle is a little bit fucking crooked. You know, it's not totally on center, but if I turn it like this, it looks like it is on center, but I don't really give a fucking shit. The mod's fucking great. Might strip this off when I clean it, but anyway. Something. Would this make me go out and actually buy the authentic if something happened to this, so the button broke or I lost the magnets? And the answer is yes, I would go out and buy the authentic. Because if the clone is this good, fuck it, definitely would get the authentic. And it's a great little beta tester to see if you're going to like it. And it's heavy. If I didn't say it already, these are fucking heavy. And they're hybrids, so don't use sub-tanks or anything on that. Use RDAs with protruding positive pins on them. Thanks a lot for checking out the video. Good luck, take care, and bye-bye.